All right, so this is my project for the Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, and let's bust this thing out. All right, so we're going to talk about some things, and we're going to start off with the six major stages of the hero's journey, and we're going to relate that in with, the book, and then we'll tell a couple stories with that, and it's all going to work out perfect. So, I chose for the six stages the call to adventure, crossing the first threshold, test allies and enemies, the supreme ordeal, the road back, and crossing the threshold. So for Arnold, the call to adventure was, I would say, when the Mr. P feller came over, and he was all like, "Hey, you gotta go and gotta find help that's not here because this is a reservation and that just doesn't work. So you got to go elsewhere. You got to go to the fancy white school and you got to be a superstar over there and be real famous. So then for crossing the first threshold, I think that would probably be, in my opinion, his first day at Reardon. And that's you started meeting there. He's went to the new world and the test allies and enemies, I think, that can really go a lot of ways because you have the people back on the reservation that are real not happy that he's going to the white school. Plus, you got other people at the white school that are all like, whoa, that's an Indian. I don't want that. And then allies, he started making friends there. Penelope, what was his name? Jerry? No, it wasn't Jerry. Guy he punched in the face. Slipped my mind, sorry. But yeah, that dude. Greg? No, not Greg. Anyways, and then the Supreme Ordeal, I would say, is probably the basketball game because that was a big thing. But you could also say it could have been his sister's death or something because that was also a very big deal. But I think the basketball game really captured the ordeal because it was competition, ordeal, competition. It kind of goes hand in hand. The road back, probably when after the school year was over, and he's just he's back on the reservation. He's not going over to the white school, and he's gotta he's gotta start making friends with his Indian folks again because he doesn't really have any white people to hang out with. They're 20 miles away. Doesn't have a car or nothing. And then finally, the resurrection. I would say that has to be just him and Rowdy. He's making up and being friends again because, you know, they resurrected their friendship. That's what we're looking for. That works with me. So now I have to tell you a story of a hero in my eyes, and I'm gonna go with my father on this one because none of my friends have really done anything like heroic. So I'm gonna choose him because this was like we mowed lawns for this private lake kind of organization. It's like a fishing club, and every year they do a spring cleanup, and there's a lot of old geezers that they go fishing there and stuff because like fishing whatever. And they're doing their cleanup because they have docks out there they gotta they take out in the winter because you don't want to get all frozen up and whatnot. So they're putting them back out there, and the water at the end of the dock, the water is like it drops off quick. It's probably like 30 feet deep, and there's this older gentleman, probably in his 70s. He and the water was really cold because it was like late March. This was a couple years ago, and the old dude couldn't really like walk or move well, and he fell into the water and couldn't really swim back up. So my father jumped in and pulled him back up, pushed him back up on the dock. And I mean I thought that was pretty heroic. I mean it wasn't really like a life or death situation, but that's just cool. It's I guess fight or flight instincts kick in, and I think that that's a heroic thing. Like that counts in my eyes. That was heroic to me. And I see on there that it says two stories. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to give you two stories or if I'm just supposed to relate the two stories, but I'll just give you another. One time, what was I think it was like 6 months ago. This guy, my buddy was driving behind him, and the dude, he just went off the road, and my buddy, pulled up there and checked on him, made sure he was okay, which It's that's not like super duper heroic, but it's something. It's better than just driving by and not doing anything. So I guess you could classify that as heroic. Also, I really like that Eugene feller, and I like his motorcycle. Here's a picture of the motorcycle for your visual entertainment. That's a nice motorbike. So the main kind of theme of the story was hope. At least in my opinion, it was the Mr. P and all that. You gotta find hope. His sister was trying to find hope, burnt to death. It's how hope goes. But I on your wall, I saw something, and it was like a picture that said hope, hold on, pain ends, and I disagree with that. I don't think pain has any correlation with hope. Because I think hope's if you're in pain and you don't want to be in pain, then I guess you have to use hope to get out of the pain. But also, there's lots of medicines that we've invented over the years and just other ways to end pain through, I guess, perseverance and all that jazz. So I don't see. So I made you something else to describe hope, in my opinion, and it's chef. Courage, hope, endurance, and fortune. Because you gotta have the courage to overcome your issue. You gotta have the hope to get hope. You gotta endure whatever's going on, and then fortune is your reward at the end of that. So, Chef John Favreau, 2015, Grammy-winning award, Papa bless, John Favreau bless. All right, so now I'm gonna go on to the three quotes, and that the chef thing was going to be the end of my video, but I forgot about that. So, have them written down here. One of them I chose was poverty doesn't give you the strength or teach you the lessons about perseverance. And I like the word perseverance because that definitely has a lot to do with hope, and you gotta keep on keeping on. And that's the thing about poverty is that if you're born around poverty, poverty is all you really know. Like if you come from a really poor society, like on a reservation, all you really know is poor, and you gotta have an example of the possibilities of not being poor to really see that. And when you're just surrounded by a bunch of poor people that aren't really going anywhere with their lives, you don't really learn that. And then another one is poverty only teaches you to be poor, and that's exactly what I'm saying though. Is that that's my second quote, by the way, in case that was confusing. But if you're just constantly surrounded with poverty, then you're just gonna know poverty, and it's not a good thing. You gotta pick yourself up by your bootstraps. I don't know who said that, but somebody said it who really knew what they were talking about. Maybe it was Martin Luther King. Yeah, we'll go with that. It was Martin Luther King. Final answer. And then my last quote is, they dreamed about being something other than poor, but they never got the chance to be anything because nobody paid attention to them. And that's where Arnold's talking about his parents. His mom and dad dreamed of not being poor. His dad, wanted to be a super jazz player who wore nice hats, and his mom wanted to be like a school teacher. And that's just the thing. And that definitely relates to the Native Americans a lot, because I mean, after we just booted them on the reservations, it just, really we just expected them to kind of go away and not be a problem. And even to this day, we really don't like care enough to help them out. And yeah, that's upsetting because I've met like probably like I don't know, I could probably count the amount of Native Americans I've met on both my hands, but yeah, they've all been very cool and very good, hardworking people. I worked with one, and the dude had a lot of character to him, and I think that maybe us doing all these things to the Native Americans and wiping out like 95% of their population really, I guess only the strong made it, and that made them a good race of people. So there's that. Sorry, Native Americans. But so yeah, that's my video. Sorry that it's not 8 minutes long and it's 10 minutes long. Maybe I'll get a little bit of extra credit on the side. But yeah, um, I really think that to conclude, I think that Chef and the part-time story of an absolutely true Native American Indian reservation camp. They have a lot in common, and I'd give Chef 10 out of 10, but I would give Part-Time Indian Diary of a Native American Camp, I'd give that like a 9.12 out of 10. But yeah, that's a wrap. Cut it.